All right, we are live. OTNG, oops, season. No, this is Saturday morning, City of Brass. I'm SMCoB, um, episode 4-ish, and we've got Jason, Peter, and Brian uh, returning once more to the City of Brass. So, gentlemen, we last left our heroes. There was an ascent to the walls of the interior keep here around the garden. And an encounter with some brass guardians who were quickly put to the bolt, as it were,
Yeah,
melted into a heap of slag.
and there was a great rejoicing. Hooray! I was happy. I was happy about it. I was ecstatic.
As the encounter finishes, in the courtyard to the east, you can see a black stallion go thundering by in the near distance. Flames trailing from its mane and its tails, sparks strike, flashing as the hooves strike the cobblestone courtyard there to the east, and it thunders off to the north. A great golden horn um, on its brow.
Mm. So this coming out of from this corridor, this
Uh,
doorway to our
yeah,
east.
pardon me, it sort of came this direction and out around. It's on the exterior of the keep, as it were, in this
Mm.
corridor to the east, this courtyard to the east. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
still working on my coffee.
It's all right.
Are we do we care about this steed? I have a couple thoughts.
Mm,
First is there's just some nightmare running around. But I don't know if nightmares have horns, but it doesn't matter. The second one is, what if it's an illusion to try and draw us away from what we're trying to do?
Yeah, I'd say stay focused on getting to the library.
Because it seems weird for it just to show up out of the blue, right? I mean, obviously we did just use some magic, so maybe that's why, but I don't know.
Okay, this is the thing that's up on the tower, right?
not a
Something flew in while we were fighting these guys, I thought.
didn't fly in. You just saw it in the courtyard to the east there. You're up on the walls, and you can look east and west to the
Mm-hmm.
lower portions of the city.
Mm.
West into the garden, east into a courtyard that's largely obscured by that funny that
Mist.
mist, that haze of this kind of pinkish reddish color.
I do have another thing that I thought of while we haven't been playing is we kept on saying the northeast, but maybe it was just the northeast of the city of Brass, not necessarily the northeast of this fountain area, because it's a fairly large area, right? So even if it could
Oh yeah,
be,
I'm just trying to head into the northeast corner, either hitting the north or east end of the city, and then working from there is my thought.
yeah, and we're pretty much there, right?
Well, we appear to have hit an eastern border to the city. That's the wall, I assume, that black
No,
band.
it's just that's that you can see kind of buildings and structures off to the east there. It's just largely obscured. This is just the edge of a
Gotcha.
portion of the map that I have you on. So should you wish to continue to the east, you certainly could. Should you wish to continue to the north, you certainly could, or even the northeast. So,
So,
Oh, I thought this was the totality. We were at the edge of the map.
pardon me,
yeah,
gentlemen.
I was
oh,
metagaming it.
And that's one of the reasons why I shared with you the additional sketch or the drawing of the city to help give you some context and some frame of reference. That's posted in the City of Brass Out of Game channel. It was also included in the email invite for this week.
Oh, so if we're looking at that, we're probably in that big center circle, kind of,
hmm
on that
well,
picture.
I'm
Yeah, I can
trying to
see
get
the
to it.
things.
The center circle is the lake.
Yeah, and you can see
hmm
these parapets sticking out, or
hmm
Hmm.
these things sticking out somewhere we are. So there could be a building farther up there into the corner outside of this. So we may have to just pass through the area that the nightmare just took. I don't know if it's actually a nightmare. That's just what I'm calling it.
Feels like a nightmare to me.
This
I
whole
mean, you
damn
said this
place is a
giant.
nightmare, man.
Was it like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet
A
tall?
large horse. Yeah, a large
Okay.
horse.
So still horse size, just more like Clydesdale versus
Yeah,
dwarf.
draft horse.
Hmm.
Draft horse versus like a thoroughbred or something.
Okay, good. I was imagining when you said giant, I was thinking like a horse for a giant. Like, yeah, no, pass.
Like the
Next
Trojan
question.
horse size.
Exactly.
I say pass.
All right, I say maybe.
I say we get down off of this high area, work our
Yeah.
way to the city to the north and east there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
to that corner
Yeah.
building on that image.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's do it.
So you could um, you could climb down. There's a rope of climbing amongst your thief has a rope of climbing. It would
Yep.
be a fairly easy descent and
And then take
you
those
just kind
stairs
of kind
down.
of rappel off the area you are now.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm 44 years old. I think I'll take the stairs.
There are no stairs here. Those we talked about these stairs last week. Those are
Yeah,
on the lower level, and they
Okay.
sort of switch back
this
down.
this is the highest point we can drop a rope to. This
Hmm.
is the lowest point we could drop a rope to from where we are, because that's down. That's the same level as
Oh,
the underpass beneath us.
here. This is it right here. We'd have to go through these stairs, this
Yeah,
door over here to get
yeah,
onto those stairs. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
we're still above that as well. If you look right here, hold on, let me.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that looks like it's below.
Yeah.
The arrows kind of represent the downward direction of the
Hmm.
stairs,
Okay.
if that's helpful. So what I'm seeing here on my map, how I'm is that these stairs, there's like an archway that runs underneath this.
Right where the water is. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, where the water is,
this
absolutely.
water,
There's a
all
second
this kind of cascades beneath the stairs and these.
and another one right here where you can walk through.
Hmm. Hmm.
So where does this go?
That goes out to the garden.
So we could take that up and into this
No,
space.
this is the garden level right here.
No, this is
Actually,
the garden.
higher.
Right here is the garden.
Oh, the
So
stairs are down.
you can
Yeah.
come to the underway, and then you go up the stairs, and this is the high point. This is the high point of the stairs.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so this is from
We're
the
on we're on a very
from the
bridge on
from the garden level. This is up the stairs to like a terrace. This is up the
Okay, you go under
stairs
there.
to
That's
another
weird.
terrace. This is
they're like landings.
Yeah, I get it. But it
Mhm.
just seems. Where does this go to? Right up here, then.
yeah, because this place is like weird and twisted and time doesn't work
Non
right and
non-Euclidean, right?
not very non-Euclidean. Yeah, so
Mhm.
just kind of point where you want to get to and I'll climb you down there and the stairs are just, yeah, they're non-Euclidean stairs. They go up and down.
We
Now,
have to go
where
over here, maybe.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
that's my
Yeah.
thought, and
Mhm.
we want to avoid that big
The
horse
demon
thing, don't
horse.
we?
We want
Yeah,
to avoid the demon horse.
it's kind of run it's sort of run through the courtyard and it's gone off to the north somewhere.
All right.
It's not visible to you any longer.
All right.
It's probably headed up to the castle.
Hey, dudes, there's a bunch of dudes wandering around the city. They
I
just
think
slagged a bunch
I
of
think
guards.
we just left it because there was a huge bedroom in that tower to the south, and that was a big banquet
No,
hall or ballroom. So I think we just got out of it.
no, I think it goes farther north if you look at the
Hmm.
picture, the map that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Oh,
band is
absolutely.
going north.
the city kind of expands out before you in all directions.
Could you post that picture in D20 just so we have it here?
I can try.
Doesn't have to be right now. It would just be handy.
Yeah. Um, working.
It's based on a doodle I saw in my master's journals.
Sure.
We should have taken some notes of those journals and brought them with us.
Didn't write much about it. He would just talk about the city of Brass when he was in his cups.
Hmm.
You know how to do a handout?
I am doing such a thing.
Awesome.
So it sounded when I was listening to you guys, it sounded like you're going to climb down there into the courtyard, sort of just east of where I placed you, and kind of move off in a northerly or easterly direction. I'm going to shift your map in
Yeah.
just a moment.
Should probably send the pseudo dragon out to do a brief reconnoiter.
Yeah. And what happened to the image that I just saved? There it is. There you go, gents. You should see a pop-up on your
Yep.
screen of the same map. It's in your journal now as a handout.
Cool. Thank you.
So
All right.
I'm going to
Let me
shift.
zoom in.
I'm going to shift your map position here.
Yeah. Because in the picture there appears to be some kind of structure to the northeast, like a dome with an antenna and a bird flying over it, or something floating beyond it. I don't know. And to the north there appears to be 3 large buildings. Shifting.
Or a single building with 3 towers. That looks like a castle to me.
Right, I agree. That's a very castle-esque.
These kind of look like dragons on the far east.
Yeah. Makes me worried.
Okay, climbing down into
Why
the
are all
court.
the words blurred out? That's not helpful.
Yeah. Where's the key to this map?
Exactly.
It's a tattered fragment.
That's it.
So you can see. Let's see here.
You haven't moved us yet.
I haven't moved you yet. I've moved your tokens. I haven't moved the players.
What color is your pseudo dragon?
At the moment,
It changes color.
Yeah.
well, they're chameleon. They can go invisible, but they take on the color of whatever they're sitting on. They kind of blend in. So the one I'm painting, I have sitting on my shoulder, wearing a blue cloak. So, but they're generally, if they're not doing that, they're red. Is what the good old first edition monster manual said. So I decided to go with that.
Nice.
So I figure when he takes off to go fly, he does a shimmer and goes all red, and then he shimmers into sort of a
Jesus fuck.
hard to see, and then he's off, and we're not sure we can see him at all. All right.
Sorry, I'm just skimming my notes, and
I know.
as I said, my my prep was weak today, so
Should we be nervous?
this should be interesting. It may
Don't interesting. Interesting is not good.
it may
Okay.
it may we may have an early session. We'll see.
This is when the prince of the city arrives and says, "Poof, you're dead."
Well, aspect of loth, I need new puppets. You will do nicely.
I don't think Loth is going to be here. Something worse,
No.
maybe.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to Hobbs that my wife was ill last night, so my prep got all goofed up. Yeah, so you guys kind of descend down into this courtyard, and you can see a set of stairs here, kind of leading up to like a grotto and like an elevated portion of the city, and a large structure off to the northeast. I'm going to ask you to sort of just I didn't have time to sort of fully do
Fog of war.
the line of sight restrictions and all of that stuff. So we'll just sort of play with what we've got. And here there's a set of steps leading up to another like gatehouse. And
I see black. Where are we? Oh, wait.
sorry,
far to the
There we
left,
are.
Peter.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
It got big.
it got real big.
all right, so we've climbed down.
Which one am I? Am I arrows? No.
I'm arrows, your book.
Oh, I can't. I'm drawing.
You
Idiot.
are drawing. But it's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and coil up my rope and make sure my cloak is over, the hood of my cloak is over my head because I'm feeling a little exposed.
Okay, hang on, just skimming some notes.
We're all trying to keep a low profile. I say we go stand among those flowers or whatever that is.
Okay, heading up those steps and having a look at that grotto.
And
Yeah.
and mostly to keep a low profile so we're not standing out here in the middle of nowhere.
In the open, you mean? Like looking at the
Correct.
target?
Yes, exactly. Because those guys had those blaster bolt things. And ooh, look,
Man.
there's that looks like an opening into the fire below.
It's where the water falls, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you walk up there, or did you just send your dragon up there?
He walked.
Not yet. I thought. No, yeah, I've walked up here so we could kind of
Yeah,
keep
so
a low
you
profile and not be in the open.
sure if using Azili as the scout for the party, we'll just use Peter's token or Ahmed's token for that effort. So this
This might be a good place for us to come up and hide.
Yeah, maybe I have it wrong. Those steps, yeah, it's a big grotto. And it's surrounded by these tall columns of white alabaster where the tops are very fancifully sculpted angels and heavenly creatures. And then as you kind of descend down into this grotto, as the Zilly flies over and you peer down into this grotto, each of those steps is like these descending tiers where you could spread a blanket or picnic and enjoy the beautiful colors and landscape.
I think we should hide near an edge. Is just my thought.
Yeah, there's a backdrop here of a stage
Kind
here.
of like an amphitheater.
Kind of like an amphitheater.
Okay.
And there's just a stunning, overwhelming treasure hoard piled up around that. Around that stage. It's jaw dropping in its immensity.
It's a beautiful thing. We will enjoy this. I say, take nothing but memories.
What, an unguarded treasure in the open? What could possibly go wrong?
Are these walls up here?
Yeah, they are walls. Yep.
Is this a stairway that we can maybe get through the walls, or is this a tower, or what is this?
It's kind of like, it is a tower, yeah.
Okay.
And
sure, set of doors over there.
Let me just scribble a few notes on the map to give me a couple of points of reference.
Okay. I say we send my invisible pseudo dragon up through this opening to see what go up the stairs.
You mean up over here?
Looks like the only exit to me, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the rest of these are windows.
Well, we got windows and the dragon. Well, the tower, I guess, is a closed tower, isn't it? It's not a balcony.
I would assume.
Yes, that's what I think. Yeah, so we should go from here to then. We should then go to here.
Taking advantage of some of the cover. Looks like there's some
Yes,
plant
keeping
life.
close to the walls. Looking like we're there to check on the gardening. We're-
Are we trimming the verge?
Yeah, but my thought, especially on that treasure, but just about anything, is the less we take or disturb, the less offense beings here can have.
Oh, I think they're just going to take offense anyway. But
I know, but
I know this is not a
less
dungeon, but it's still
alarms.
a dungeon. You know, you
Exactly.
never go for the unguarded treasure.
That's it. My dwarf filled that role, if I recall correctly.
Unguarded treasure is just not.
Sorry, gents.
No, it's fine. We're just moving up here towards the stairs.
Yeah, the treasure shaped mimic was in. That was the.
Oh, that was the.
When the dungeon crawl Iron runs from time to time. I think it is M's dungeon because I can never remember the name of the wizard.
Oh, Castle Morthmayan.
That's it.
Oh. You're using homes for those rules, right?
Yes. Yeah, the dungeon's originally designed for three little brown bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there any big sign that says library? That would be so helpful.
Yeah.
I read gin.
Death to the left, you know. Fame to the right, and treasure straight ahead. Library straight ahead.
Crucifixion or freedom? Oh, freedom, please. They said I hadn't done anything. I could go. Oh, well, then off you go.
Yeah, kind of keep an eye out for. Looks like because that nightmare creature looks like this wall funnels out. So I'm keeping an eye to see if it could run back through this little space between the two buildings.
This area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I guess I took some damage last time. I forgot. I'm at 19 hit points.
I'm pretty sure it flies.
That's not more reassuring.
All right, I'm just
Yeah,
about
we
ready.
really need a cleric. This could be a very short game. Aaron's right. Next time I get a bandolier of healing potions, I gotta remember to write that down.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna work, I think. I'm gonna expose some more of the map for you, gentlemen. And we'll play on as best we can. Again, the line of sight stuff is not. I'm just going to ask you to respect the map.
Or if you okay, do you want to
I
do
got
the
no
moving? Or?
respect for the map.
I do not respect this map. How dare you?
I will treat it with dignity, but it can earn my respect.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
So is this doorway open, or is it
You
closed?
have to give it's closed. Everything's closed.
Okay.
This is kind of in part about what you're learning through Azili.
And look at the windows.
Oh, that's true. I'll go over to the side one and kind of peek through the window.
That's how we see those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of up and above, but yeah, I mean,
okay.
play it as you will. Lean into it as you will.
Huge arching roofs. You can see the tops of those columns. Is the door locked? Is the question. And what would a library in the city of Brass look like?
Good question.
All right, so
We really needed more information. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating the obvious.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so let's see. So the size of this building is this what you see here before you is a large building. It sort of kind of fades in to uh, to your visual appearance, through the mist, through the haze, and it's just immense. There, the building itself is bounded by windows. There's a short flight of steps that leads up to a pair of double doors. There are a few towers around the exterior of the building. You can see them. Um, you can see them here, in
Hmm.
as an example. And you've just passed the grotto here to the southeast, and you're sort of making your way up towards the stairs and the broad double doors.
Hmm.
Big cathedral-like front doors made of teak.
Mm.
It's good stuff.
What is the latch or mechanism that's keeping the doors closed?
Nothing is keeping them closed, and you push them open, and you
Hmm.
see spreading out before you a dimly lit but well lit space because of all the windows surrounding it
Mm.
of a gorgeous library.
Library.
Um,
Let's step in and close the door behind
and
us.
trying to step through, you cannot break the the barrier. You cannot pass the door there.
Huh.
But we want to, Aaron.
I know you like desperately want to, and you take a step, and the library recedes before you, and you take another step, and it recedes before you again. It's that weird
Amazing.
time, that
Time
spatial
space
time.
dilation thing it does.
Yeah, right.
It
Mm.
messed with Gerda so badly.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, so this sounds interesting.
Uh-huh.
Did
What
we
if
get
we
any?
what
Go
what if we turn our backs? Can we back in?
ahead.
Ah,
Good,
That's
good. Unfortunately, no, but that was a a good check.
nice try. Nice try.
I don't think the wand of negation is going to help me much here.
I don't know. I've got pass wall, but I don't know if we want to. I don't know if I don't know if we'd likely to reach the wall.
Wait,
What?
wait.
Uh-oh.
I have a door in my pocket.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's not a
it's just a
magic
door.
door. It's like a
Damn.
construction door. We talked about this last time, remember?
Yes.
We
Yes.
did.
Still
That's
just
what
the door.
I want to put it on the wall and just go.
Well, it might be possible, but I think maybe we should try to figure out what this magic is if we have a way to.
I agree.
So, like, if I cast detect magic on it, will that give me more information concerning?
Sure, absolutely. Detect magic or identify magic would help if you have either of those.
I have detect magic.
Okay. Um, Casting. So if you go ahead and I'll assume that you're casting detect magic. It is quite. There is like a magical barrier surrounding the entire perimeter of this library space, and
Hmm.
um, you can. So that's what you learn through the detect magic.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of figured that out already. I
Oh,
think.
okay. As I said, identify magic would work a little bit better in this instance to be able to identify what exactly that magic is. But if you feel otherwise in terms of the effect of detect magic, convince me.
No, I didn't even know if identify was one of the spells that you could actually have.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I know that it is in second, but I
And
don't know
then
if
it
it.
is in first. Second is first in my
No,
mind.
it isn't.
It's just with better art
It's a first
and a,
level. Identify is a first level magic user spell, and I don't have it. Son of a gun.
Where's our could? How do we get to our Google Sheets so I know
yeah,
what spells I
sure.
have?
Let me
Oh, actually, I do
Oh,
know I have a character sheet. I'm an idiot.
you
no,
do,
I
but
will I'll share the Google
Thank
the
you.
Google Sheet link in a moment.
Can your pseudo dragon identify?
I don't know. I have detect. I don't think I have identify. I have mending if we break something.
So if we break the door, we can fix it. Um, I've got knock. I don't know that it's actually going to help us here, and I've got dimension door and password. Oops. Your access has expired. Reload this document. Okay.
I'm pasting the link now into the roll
I
20.
got message. We can leave a note.
Oops,
Please let us
wrong
vent.
roll
Thank
20 session.
you.
I had another. I was looking at an older version to get a dice macro, die rolling macro.
Yeah, I don't have identify either. I feel like this is a GM fiat.
I will certainly I will certainly allow you to replace one of your first level spells with one or more identify magics for all of the spellcasters, which is each and every one of you. Just make an edit to your memorization for that purpose.
Let's see what I got here.
And
I'm
then
confused again now because it says player Peter, but I think I have different spells than Peter does. But
yeah,
I'm not
let me take a
positive.
quick look at the workbook and make sure it's
Yeah, I have mine here. Detect
Tophias.
magic, find familiar.
Yep, Tophias's worksheet. The player name in the header
It's in the down in the bottom bar. And you gotta
is
hit.
yeah, is just there's a typo there I'm fixing
Oh, gotcha.
for Tophias's worksheet. Erlin, your worksheet looks good.
Yep.
Ahmed, your worksheet looks good.
Well, if one of you is going to keep detect magic, I'm happy to replace my detect magic with identify.
Okay.
Go for it.
44. I keep looking at the table of contents and thinking, oh yeah, this is how you shouldn't do a table of contents. That long dotted line. This is all done on a typewriter.
So it sounds like Ahmed's casting identify magic, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is.
But I'm just trying to get to these so I can change it in my.
Sure. In your
How do I edit it on this Google? I'm signed in.
You don't have editing capability. It's view only for us.
I'll fix that. You should have edit.
Well, I can't trust. I can't be trusted.
Well, that's okay. We can always recover it as we learned last week, so that's helpful.
Oh, it says you can only view this document.
Yep, fixing it now.
Well, then I won't send a request.
How dare you? New link inbound.
I was so excited we'd found the library, and then we
I
can't
know. It's like,
get it. Merry Christmas, but you're the match girl.
there's a little coin slot that says, please insert dime. We're all like, anybody got a load of dimes?
So what you learned through the identify magic is um, that this barrier prevents unwanted guests from entering the library, and that there's um, there's a halo or an aura about each of your characters when you look with the detect magic of red, and that if you were able to convert this aura through some device, mechanism, or aspect of the city, that you would be able to then um,
Very clever.
perhaps gain entry to this place. It is the red aura that's blocking you from entering.
So it's going to be more than just putting on some of those brass suits that we blasted to pieces.
That you melted to bits, right? Right,
Well, there's got to be more brass suits around.
right.
So we need to change our aura color.
How do you do that?
Very clever. They probably have like a device or some sort of other spell or token, maybe.
Wheatgrass smoothies.
It's probably we have to maybe become friends or invited guests as opposed to trespassers like we are.
Oh, this is a lending library.
Mm. You still gotta apply for your library card.
I know. And I left my ID in my other suit. Wow.
So
Okay.
on the plus side, you do know where the library is. On the
Mhm.
on the downside, um, you don't have access to this area yet.
Hmm.
You can look in through the windows. You can look through the door and be like, it's so
And we can see this
close.
giant
we
book just waiting there for us to take.
yeah yeah. Do we see a giant book inside?
Um, you see a number of giant books. You don't see one that's as big as a man, though. But
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, that
perhaps
couldn't be
that's
that
just
easy.
out of sight.
Yeah. Huh.
Hold on.
Okay, so,
I'm
gentlemen,
updating my details here so I don't forget. And that's now going to be struck through.
south or north or northwest, I guess.
I guess it depends on what our. Are we just gonna wander around and hope we find it, or do we? I mean, it seems to me that if we want to have access to places, we need to talk to the guy in charge to get the access, right?
Uh-huh. Which I think means going back up on the wall to that
Yeah,
main
North.
palace
but
structure.
he's not going to give us access.
You
Because
No, I
have
really
know.
what we're trying to do is steal something valuable. That's not going to,
Well,
they're not
maybe
going to
we
allow
can
it.
trade, or maybe he can give us a mission to look to do it, or you never know. Why
you
do
ha
we need this book for? What did the main guy say? Is he doing something good with it, or something bad, or do we know? Or
that
Oh, pretty sure
he
bad,
he's
but
just the agent that sent you on the quest that that got you access to here to the city of Brass. So
he's an agent of who?
he's his own agent.
he's
He's
a wizard
essentially
who
your
wants the book.
patron.
He's
That
a super powerful wizard.
Right. So I'm a lawful good wizard. I'm assuming this dude does good things, not bad things.
you've had experience with the wizard Warmus in the past, but perhaps that's a tale for another day. And you do respect him greatly, perhaps a bit intimidated by his powers. He's he's ancient, right? He should have died generations ago, but for some reason he's clinging to life. And um, the reason why you may serve him or respect him, that's your own decision. I won't fill that gap for you, fill that blank for you.
So in that situation, I don't think Tolfaris believes that he is here to steal something. He's here to get something.
Hmm.
Uh, what's the alignment of the fabled city of Brass? I guess it's neutral, right? Because it's like an elemental plane-ish type place.
Right, right. Yeah, it's something that's lost to mystery, a culture, um, and a peoples that have long since abandoned this city for whatever reason. Uh, the motifs that you've seen carved around the city in various art forms are quite dark and do not demonic. Ethereal, sorry, Ifrits bound in chains and tormented against their will to serve the city masters. So if that gives you any sense about how this place was built, or what it might have been made.
Slave labor. Free slave labor.
I don't know. It seems like we could wander around here forever and not figure out a way to
Hmm.
change our auras. I don't
I'm
know.
in full agreement. I'm in full agreement on that
Yeah.
one. I'm also in agreement from a player's point of view with Tofaris in that I think my character doesn't see this as actually an open theft. This is something that needs to be liberated and brought back to be used for the greater good and to be
Mm,
studied.
mm.
And the city of Brass is a fabled place, but it is also a place of danger and wickedness, and it is where the Ifrit come from and fire demons, and those are not good things that we're aware of. They're powerful things, but Sorry, I'm just looking at my own justification.
Sure.
So I agree with you, and I'm a bit of a dilemma here because I don't want to just wander down the street and get shot from all the towers or
Mm-hmm.
have a lot more guards attacking us, though we could wait till night, but the sun never sets here.
Mm-hmm. I would say we probably need to, if there's going to be such a thing that can change our aura, it's probably going to be in the main castle structure.
Yeah, what do you think would do that? Would we wear a cloak? Is it something we eat? Do we need to drink the water that's coming out of the central fountain area that the
I,
Frogometh thing lives in? I don't really want to drink something the Frogometh was in, just for the record. I got enough of that in me.
I really feel like it's something that's going to have to be allowed. I mean, we might be able to steal it. There could be a token or something that someone has.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, we're going to continually be attacked by these things until then. I think we got to go and
Mm-hmm.
talk to somebody in charge. I really do.
You
So you'd say
have
go head
had
north?
you have had one encounter with a sphinx in the garden.
That's
She
true.
had a riddle. Erlen knows where that sphinx lair is in the garden,
A little too personally, yes, I do.
All right, I
and
like this. Aaron's leading us away from talking to the Prince of Demons, so let's go talk to the Sphinx.
I'm just trying to remind you. I'm just trying to remind
That
the
not
other
everything
players
tried to kill us outright.
about
Mm-hmm.
what had happened. So just as a quick sort of recap and level set, you had entered the city of Brass through some gates that had been left open, and into an interior courtyard. Maybe I should just flash us back through those maps that we've been to, um, and that might help.
Well, I can see it on the rough map.
Right on the rough map.
The rough map is pretty good, so.
Yeah, okay, we'll just use the rough map then.
Yeah.
So we had entered the city through those gates. There had been a big courtyard. There had been out of that courtyard. There had been ways to proceed north through the gardens, east through a snowbound landscape, and west through a fiery curtain. The courtyard itself was surrounded by a number of towers. There were flashes of lightning that struck out at you from the arrow slits there in the towers. There had been no attempt to try to ascend the walls, or as you had done through the garden, you just answered the Sphinx's riddle and proceeded through the beautiful gardens. You did encounter the Sphinx's lair. She ran Erlan off of that lair, and
Mm-hmm.
then eventually you came to the central pool there at the garden, then proceeded off to the east to the library, from which you are now prevented entry. Um, there, I think you're absolutely right when you start to think about, there must be methods or mechanisms by which to change your aura. That makes sense to you, Ahmed. And when you consult with your colleagues like Tafarius and Erlin, yes, but where is this mechanism? How do you do that? It would seem logical that at the entry of the city there might be such a place, or other
Hmm. Yeah,
areas
visitor center.
scattered around the city.
That does make sense. So we'd need a visitor center.
Oh, there you go, visitor center.
Sorry, I'm just skimming my map. And yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Well, the next question is then do we want to work our way back to the entrance and see if there's a way to? I guess we could ask the washerwomen.
We could. They didn't give us a time of day earlier, but they might now.
Well, you didn't approach them.
It's true.
No, they just kind of looked at us with disdain.
Disinterest, perhaps.
Disinterest, okay.
We read it as
Yeah,
disdain, but it may have been disinterest.
I think we have to work our way back there. And I don't want to cut through the
The
area
garden
in the
again?
southeast. Well, the garden, we at least know how to get through it. And
Hang
we
on,
Don't
have
stare at the
permission.
trees.
just
Don't
We
check.
stare
have
at the
permission.
trees.
What?
So just don't stare at the trees.
No, and I think we work together, three of us. We might be able to get there without pausing so much, and two can carry one. So,
That's true.
and I think if you're carrying someone, you might get less distracted. And plus, we have permission to be in the garden from the Sphinx, whereas we don't have permission in the other area.
Yeah, and part of your detect magic as you're looking at the barrier, you can see these great pillars um, of arcane energy. You know, as you're looking at that barrier as this big barrier of arcane energy, you can
I'm
see these.
assuming there's other like it.
There are, but they streak into the sky, and they come mostly from the towers around the palace. Let me point out to you where you see those on your rough map. What am I going to do here with this rough map?
Yeah, you
Let's go.
can't point on the rough map.
Yeah,
You want to just make a map of the rough map?
Can you draw on the rough map and make a make a copy of it and draw on the copy?
I have an
We can.
idea.
He's got ideas.
I've got an idea. Let's see if
It's not
this.
his first rodeo.
No.
All right, I'm going to bio break quick.
Yep.
I'm rather excited. I know it sounds silly about this possibility of a day of many games, but mostly racing games.
Oh, for your birthday? Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's a fun concept.
It's the first
Well,
weekend of the month, right? Or the year? Or the
No, I
second?
think it's the second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cause that's why I picked it, because the first is like right after New Year's, and I figured
It's a little
people would be.
challenging, yeah.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah. Plus, it's also easier for me that way too. I'm like, it's nice of Ryan. Of course, he has more space now with less
Has he
furniture.
agreed to host?
Yes, he has.
I should say, does he know he's hosting yet?
No, I didn't ask him, but I didn't
Any
assume.
news from Sandy?
More the same. Last
Yeah.
I talked to him, her brother had come and gotten a bunch of her stuff, and a lot of it's in storage. And
Yeah.
yeah, she and her, I guess she's living with her sister's ex, and both of them were kind of drinking themselves to death. And her sister's ex, they
Sounds
were
awful.
lesbians. Yeah, it's one of those situations, and there's just nothing.
Mm,
And like John said, if you want to commit suicide that way, because her health being what it is, it's just not expected a long life in the first place. Um, he's like, I'll stand by you, but don't lie to me about it. Don't hide it.
Mhm,
Don't
mhm,
don't drive like that. You want to be drunk, then you stay home and I'll do the driving. We'll have food delivered, but don't lie to me about anything.
mhm,
And he found it hidden everywhere because that's what addicts do no matter what.
Right, because you don't want to run
Because
out, because that's awful.
right, and you can't really admit it because that's awful either. And so it was the lies that killed it.
mm.
But God, the guy looks great. He's in a great place mentally and emotionally, and he's been walking his dog a lot more than he was, and so now he's looking better. He's feeling better. I said, man, that's life telling you made the great choice.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
Mhm.
Whoops, cat, damn it.
So we'll just have to figure out the food thing, and most people we should do a really nice, I say potluck, but everybody brings something to share. So
We could do that. That's not hard.
Yeah, that's what we did last time, wasn't it?
yeah. I usually go over the top and buy a bunch of stuff, but I think I'm gonna buy a bunch of drinks. But
Yeah, just buy the drinks and we can bring food. I can we bring whatever and just kind of work it out. We're guys. We still
we
got
can also get pizzas delivered. We'll just throw
exactly.
in for that.
Not hard.
Yeah, I always wanted to be the guy who could say, "All right, we've got this space for the weekend. Everybody's got a hotel room. Just show up." But then I went into teaching, not venture capital.
Well,
Well, that's where you went wrong, right?
That's it, exactly.
well, I don't know. You have time to game because we got venture capital. You'd probably be working nights and weekends, and
Guy I teach with was a cop and made it. I guess it's 15 years he was able to go retirement or something.
mm,
And now he's a teacher, and he's like, it's my own fault for wanting to feed my soul instead of my belly. Made a lot more when he's a cop, but even cops, Jesus,
it's hard, man. You see a lot of bad stuff.
Oh, you do, and you put yourself in danger. It's
I'm gonna
no
grab a
question.
coffee.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
sit
guys
right
waiting
here.
for me? Sorry, I've been here. I've been waiting.
No,
Sorry.
Aaron's drawing on the map here.
Oh,
He's working on. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I've had my little one up. Oh, auras. Okay, so we can't get into that one in the very front gate. We wouldn't be able to enter it.
Well, if we come through the wall, because the walls connect, right?
We don't know that, but
Because we know like this tower we can get into because we avoided it. And that would get us access to the wall here.
wait a minute.
Yes.
Maybe that green line right here is that one. Isn't that the one we went in with the ballroom, or is that just past
Yeah.
the ball?
No, I think
that's
that's the one with the
bedroom.
ballroom.
Bedroom.
Is that the bedroom one? We go
Just
back
Oh,
there.
that's the bedroom. That's the ballroom just past it. You're right.
Yeah, that would be the
Oh, no,
ballroom.
you're right. You're
We
right.
didn't try to get in the bedroom, so
Well, because we didn't want to see what was in the bedroom.
Yeah, because
nobody
it was
wants
a
to see
giant
that.
bed
Right, which
You
never
can't
a good
unsee
sign.
that. You can never unsee that stuff.
and a giant horse.
That's right. This is getting bad.
It's getting
Okay,
bad.
so the three towers to the north don't have an aura.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think this is like the central complex, right? But if we're not going to get permission, that's where I think we'll find the
I still think we go ask the washerwomen because they're just hanging. They're not like official soldier people.
back here. You mean?
Yeah.
Well, what about this? He's saying we can't get access to this, but it's coming from these towers. That
No,
doesn't
they
necessarily mean
they share similar aura and their shoots into the sky, I think is what he said.
right, but does that mean that we would be able to change our auras at one of these places?
Good
Or do you
question.
think these are all protected from us?
I think they're all protected from us, is what he's indicating, but he'll clarify when he has coffee.
Yeah.
That's a good question though, because
Good.
if they're not, if they're just connected to it like with a, like a, let's say at a T1 line or whatever we can see, then we need to go to this one, which is right by the gates. Because that would, if it's not blocked to us, if it doesn't appear to be a big cylinder that's blocking that tower, then that would indicate that being connected and right at the entrance, that would be the place to get permission or to get the medallion you wear or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that makes
Just a
sense.
thought.
The washerwomen were washing the robes that you were supposed to get.
Probably. If anyone wears these, they're fine for the whole city. Oh,
A
crap.
first level character would have figured that out. Yeah, well, I
You're
put
just
my hand in the hole,
paranoid.
so shut up.
Got it cut off. Man, that was rough.
Good thing I rolled a 19 on my healing roll. Love DCC for that, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, we have a question.
Yes.
We can see that there is an aura wall around the library, and we can
Yes.
see that there is auras attached to those towers. Does that mean those towers are also surrounded with auras,
No,
or there's a
that's
wire kind?
that's where you see like the big spike, a pillar of magical energy just like ascending into the sky. It's
Okay,
very like Tron-like.
Ooh, I like that image.
okay, so then there is a tower right near us that's got that.
And so we also have the question,
There's
Aaron.
the bedroom.
This tower that's the one that we had saw the bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a really good map compared to the other map. They did a good job keeping these connected.
Mm-hmm.
You mean
This,
this line drawing
Mhm.
is representative of the scale drawing?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
in a very good way. A
yeah,
lot of times it doesn't necessarily work that well, but I mean, having these little things stick off and all of it is very, very
Mhm.
good
Yeah,
compared to what we saw.
and it gives me the idea that this is something somebody has seen, and they drew it, whether they
Mhm.
had an observation, but they didn't have the clearest, and they
Mhm.
saw it from a distance, and they drew every detail, like Galileo drawing the surface of the moon.
mm,
Mm.
Um, you know, looking through something through the crystal ball or whatever. Wait, those are 3 towers. Okay, draw 3 towers, and so it's got some details you'd recognize, but it doesn't tell us everything. It doesn't tell us that much either.
Yeah, like nothing.
Yeah, it's your shapes. It's like, well, there is a building that direction. That helped. All
and
right,
clearly
so
there was a key to this map, but it's been lost through the ages.
Exactly.
sure, it's a language not
Smudges and whatnot,
yeah. So yeah, we were talking way off that while there is one of those generations right by the gate, that does make sense. One would get something there to make
Hmm.
one welcome, but there is one right here as well.
Hmm.
I say we check that one rather than the bedroom.
Oh, you want to go over there? I missed that. You're right.
Yeah,
But
we
it
got
looks
to.
like an open. There's an opening in the wall, so it looks like someplace you could fly into, and maybe that's where you'd fly into and pick up a medallion or get your hand stamped or your passport checked or whatever.
Oh, hand
Yeah,
stamps. There we go.
you have these Ubers right here waiting to fly off.
Hey man, it's Silicon Valley. Don't put it past us.
Don't be
All right.
dissing us. Can we pick up one of those little electric scooters and help speed things up?
Those freaking things are everywhere now, along with electric bikes.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I feel like we have a plan. Let's move
Do
on.
it.
And it sounds like the plan is to head for this tower that you see to the east.
Yep.
Yes, because we are right here.
This one here.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
Indeed.
that one.
Okay.
and kind of skirting things to again not stand out in the middle of the courtyard. And
This is probably the amphitheater right here.
that was my
Yeah.
thought exactly.
So if we go
So
past
we
the
are quite
amphitheater,
close. Yeah.
hmm
Yep.
close
Let me
to death
just
too, but
let me
that's
just
okay.
Take us
adjust
back.
the other map and
We're like 5 feet away. See? Look at that.
we'll keep moving.
It's
An
that
inch.
it's that
Ah, I
it's
love
that
it.
incense fog we're dealing with. It makes it hard to see
Yeah,
distance.
can someone stop throwing the cinnamon in the lake of fire? It's giving me a headache, you know?
I think it's the scented water coming out of the Froggermouth's pond that goes pouring in, because it looks like water goes pouring into the.
That's true. We could have nuked that lily and maybe get rid of the fog, but that's not our mission for the day.
That seems like a lot more attention than we're looking for.
Yeah,
My
I
thought
think they might
exact.
notice that one. That could be
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
contraindicated. So Telfaris, do you have like fly as one of your spells?
I do.
Okay. I've got a potion of flying. If we ever got stuck. All right.
Oh, we could use my potion of diminution. Ride Alzili and get where we need to be.
That's great. We should
That's
keep that in reserve. That's awesome. 3
is there
miniature
enough potion to go
dragons.
around?
Well, if there are like 3 drafts, we can each take a swig and just hope we can get where we need to go before the potion wears off. Otherwise, that'd be a little awkward.
That's not my waist. Yeah, sorry.
It had to be said. All right.
I do like this map, Aaron. I think this works really well.
This map is, I mean, everything, this is all hand drawn. It's crazy.
I can't. I'm just stunned. Mine would look so much worse. That's why I use graph paper.
Well, if you, yeah. And I'm using this time while Peter is away to catch up on some of my notes,
Dynamic lighting.
dynamic lighting notes.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I'm looking at a map I've got to make for today, so it's like, ugh. All right, it's not too many rooms. I can make it work. I think the party's on to the fact that I've been vamping because they haven't had any maps for the last 2 sessions.
Mm. You're doing, gosh, I kind of want to remember the name of the
Frontier
set,
Space,
Frontier
which is
Space. Yeah.
a clone of Star Frontiers. I'm actually going to switch them to Savage Worlds after this adventure.
What? You don't like Frontier Space?
Oh, dude, it's all armor is hit point basically, and so they're walking around with like massive hit point pools, and I'm like throwing tons of guys and stuff at them, and there's like walking tanks, man. It's just like
Mm.
combat's just turned into a slog.
How many sessions have you been playing it?
Quite a
This will be
few.
session
Oh
35,
shit.
36.
So when do you feel like it jumped the shark?
Probably about in the 20s. They just got enough money to buy shields and good armor suits, and man, we had what I thought was going to be a big boss fight, and so I dumped like 20 attackers, a shaman, this big dragon beast, and one character took like 2 wounds out of the whole freaking fight.
I thought that it was Star Frontiersy, whereas all you could really protect yourself is like one type of weapon. So like you could go ballistic, but if they used
Uh-huh.
energy on you, then you have difficulty. So I thought you were basically always trying to just make it. That was the difficulty there, is deciding which type of energy you were going to protect against.
Yeah, so they have ballistic suits, but they each have different types of screens on them,
Hmm.
and it just takes forever to whittle through those points, man. It is
Mm.
just, and unfortunately, what I was throwing at them was primitives, but still, they just mowed them down. It was
Well,
crazy.
that's
That
kind of almost like technology, right?
Oh, it
Um,
was.
you know,
it should be what happened to the Empire with the Ewoks. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
You need you got to get them in an ice on Lawanda situation where their arrogance beats them no matter what their opponent's carrying.
Yeah. Well, also the rules are a little broken in terms of you can do unlimited actions. You just take a penalty for each action after the first, and if your stats are high enough, I've got one guy who can routinely get 4 out of 5 attacks each round, and so he can take like 4 or 5 people out each combat round. He can just throw enough damage down. It's just like, oh
Interesting.
crap.
I have the books and I played it briefly in a few sessions type game,
Mhm.
but we didn't, like, it was way in the early stages, so you're never going to know what those situations are until you get 20 sessions in. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
Mm.
it's got some good stuff in it. I like some bits of it, but the armor part of the combat is kind of broken.
Hmm. What about the space combat? Have you done much of that?
No, we actually haven't because they keep gaining and losing ships. So they haven't really had any fights in space.
Okay.
We've done some asteroid stuff, but which was fun, moving through asteroids. So
Awesome.
yeah,
all right.
I'm not sure I would. Oh, sorry. Go ahead there.
I was going to say, I think I'm ready.
right, let's do it.
Excellent.
Readier.
So we're looking for the visitor center right there at that landing spot.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
right by
I've,
where the dragon Ubers are hanging out, waiting to give
Hmm.
people rides.
right, I've adjusted some of some of the dynamic lighting so you can move off here to the east.
Do you want
You
to
got to
switch
move.
this? We're on the old map.
Oh, pardon me.
It's okay.
We're on the Scritchy paper map.
There we go.
Or in the parchment. I look at it as the parchment
Hmm.
drawing.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's Ahmed's notes from his master's book. That's what we were looking at. Oh, I can't see anything now. I've got the. Oh, there we go. Never mind. It was me.
Okay.
I moved myself to the wrong spot.
There we are.
Let's move past the amphitheater.
Yep.
Yes. Where am I? There I
I'm trying to get to the right reference map on my side.
Is this a hole that leads
It
down into
is. Yeah, the
waterfalls and
water.
stuff?
Yep.
am.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's no black and yellow stripes around it. There's no boundary. There's no warning sign. What
There's
the
no OSHA
fuck?
signs. And Osh would have a field day.
This looks like something. What is
It's a
this?
it's a tree.
Oh, okay. Is it like some kind of incredibly beautiful tree, or just
Yeah, everything here is stunning, right?
Yeah, don't stare at the trees too long, man.
Yeah,
Bad stuff happens.
don't stare at the trees, definitely.
Hmm.
Fucking
stare
garden.
back.
Okay, hang on a second. Um,
Hey, the longer you're prepping, the longer I'm still alive.
yeah,
Yep.
So I feel like we should almost go due east from here.
Uh-huh.
There's
I think you're
stairs this way or something.
I lean towards your opinion. Yes.
And this is probably the broken area though, right here. So this might be
Uh,
it,
Mm-hmm.
because this is probably the
that
landing area right
that
here.
that is a tower that you see
That has
directly
the
kind
E.
of southeast of you.
mhm. Hey, Aaron,
Hmm.
I can see a red E7 on the map.
Oh, thanks. That's part of my keying that I'm putting on
It doesn't mean anything to me, but I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
In case you're
Wrong layer.
scribbling something that says, dragons here, characters die at this point.
7 fire elementals. Ah,
So
crap.
this should be where the pillar of light is, right here, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks like
I wonder if
Just-
we summon a
Hey,
fire elemental that can answer our questions.
I'd be
Yeah.
nervous about summoning a fire elemental in the elemental plane of fire.
See,
Although,
that-
I mean, they should just be hanging around, right? It shouldn't be a
Yeah.
tough trick for them or anything.
You went
Yeah.
with me, mortal boy.
that's something I've thought a lot about. Like, what? Because earlier Aaron's like, well, you can always conjure an elemental, and I'm thinking, this doesn't seem like the safest place to do that. But in an
Better than conjuring
emergency,
a water elemental.
well, the Frogomyth, I was tempted to summon a water elemental.
Oh.
But no, here I'd be tempted to earth elemental just for strength and the fact that
Mhm.
fire and stuff would have hopefully less effect on it.
I think I'm seeing 2 doors over here. One here and one here.
And I wonder if I should just use limited wish to get us through past that.
You
High
ju-
level
you
characters are
just
so
wish we had access. Is that what you're?
Yeah,
that's a nice
yeah.
idea.
We probably don't know what to wish for, right? We'd have to figure out what color our auras should be or something.
exactly.
You can't just say, "I wish that we all had the correct aura to get in." It's got to be
Could,
specific.
I guess, but
Peter has the way with the words.
I don't know.
Sorry, just
Anyhow.
skimming some notes.
You keep skimming. I'm just gonna peek up a little bit more. Oh,
Snap? Did you just say snap?
son of
You didn't get that far.
Son of Sam!
I just thought I was gonna see one door, but now I'm seeing like a bunch of little doors, and that makes me really worried.
Yeah.
That's pretty anticlimactic for what you guys were saying. I thought to see all the dragon ubers lined up here ready to fly off or something, but
No, but when I see lots of small doors, I get really worried as a character. Like
They're
that's like
like-
multiple directions for bad stuff to pop out.
Yeah.
Release
So
towns.
let's see. A few things happen here as you kind of make your way to the east.
Only good things.
But the
We
most
find a library card on the ground.
right, the most noticeable of them is just this overwhelming hum. And as you approach this building directly to your east, and you can peer through the glass, it's like a huge beehive. You're looking through the glass like an ant farm, and there's honeycomb and bees crawling around, um, and it's almost deafening. You can still
So
be
where are we seeing the
heard
honeycomb?
here.
Bees?
Sorry.
Okay,
Here.
yeah, I saw
Yep.
that ping.
Here.
A lot of ping. All right.
I don't think I want to mess with bees,
Oh,
but
shoot.
where is that magical force coming from? I assume it's coming from here.
Mm,
That'd be my guess.
yeah,
Here.
the tower, from the tower itself.
Mhm.
And quickly. So how do you plan to enter the tower? There are no gates or doors here at the base. It's
Mhm.
like a fortress tower. The entrances would be along the walls, based
Of
on your
course they would.
experience from the other earlier towers. And
question is, how hard would it be to get up there?
Depends on how we want to get up there. How tall is this tower?
You can
I mean,
see these are exterior walls, so they're 120 feet tall. The tower soars above that,
shoot.
and
That's more than I've got rope for, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We need a door.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Let me look at the rough map again.
I definitely don't want to mess with these bugs. We could use the spider climb and just walk up the side.
Yeah, I don't have spider. I can probably climb. I've got a rope of climbing, but it's only 50 feet long, so.
Well, I have 2 spider climb potions and a spider climb spell.
Spider climb, spider climb.
Okay, let's see. I don't see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look at the rough map we have, and there appears to be a wall beyond this, which is not as high as a tower. How high did you say the wall itself is?
120.
Hmm. Really? That's how. Well, we were in the garden. We weren't
Mhm.
120 feet up there.
Nope.
yeah, it's part of the exterior wall, not the interior keep where you had last been up on the walls.
Well, it was built by Ifrits, so I'm not surprised that it's so tall, but
Let me double check my magic. I don't think I have any flight or climb and stuff like that.
well, I think Tofaris does have enough for all of us if we needed it. The spell lasts a round plus 1 round per level,
It's a potion.
so it probably affects at a certain level then.
Usually 6. I'm looking it up right now.
So that would give us 7 minutes of climbing. I can probably make it up, but I don't know how to get you guys up.
Right.
Yeah,
Even
the
then.
Erlen, it would be a climb for you, but you're pretty
Yeah.
confident that you'd be able to manage that climb,
Yeah,
even
especially with
without
the
the
rope.
aid of your rope.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to get my companions up. Oh, I closed my character sheet. That was silly of me. That's not helpful.
Unless otherwise stated, the effects of a potion will last for 4 complete turns, plus
Hmm.
d4 additional turns. If half the potion is quaffed, the effects will last 1/2 as long in some cases.
Cool. Is that Osric or
No, that's
first?
AD&D DMG first edition.
Nice.
Cool.
Do you have a
On
page
page
reference for me
120
because I want to look that up later?
125.
Okay,
He's good. He's good.
page 125 potion.
So we could split one of my potions of climbing and probably make it to the top.
Excellent.
Because 120 feet is not very far at all when you're walking.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like 1 turn of travel.
Excellent.
So
Yeah,
if
saying none of my scrolls help, and I could polymorph self because I have a potion of that. I can also.
Mhm.
I also have the spell, but I like the idea of splitting the potion. Oh wait, no, wait! I have a potion of climbing right here.
Oh, you do. Okay, so
it still makes sense to split it, to be honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
because we may need more later.
Yeah, and so
I
I could get
agree.
back down. I have two. I have
Yeah.
2 potions of spider climb, so we'll use one of mine and
Okay.
save one of yours. Unless you want to use my potion of diminution and ride up in my codpiece.
I choose pass.
Pocket.
I like the first option a lot better.
Is
That's hilarious.
So it sounds like the wizards will split one of the potions and
Yeah.
the thief will climb.
Yeah.
And are you going to go together, or it sounds like that might be or
Yeah.
will one of you go ahead, or what's the plan?
We kind of work as a party to make sure nobody's slipping or falling and nobody gets grabbed by something coming out the window.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's say we just march right up like a SWAT team.
Okay.
And are you going to try to get through one of these arrow slits, or like get around to the wall, or what's your?
I don't think we can.
Because
fit
I'm just gonna
there.
drag you and move you up there, so I just want to know where to
I
place you.
I think there's no windows, right?
Yeah, just arrow slits. You could it would You could
They're
probably.
giant arrow slits, but they're too small for us, aren't they?
I don't want to go through the. I mean, if we could go through an arrow slit, that would be fine, I guess. Otherwise, we can just go to the wall and go through a door, or we can go all the way to the top and see if we see what is causing this light, like if there's a hole or what.
Yeah, you could definitely get through the arrow slit. It would be slow going, and quite narrow, and you'd kind of have to press and squeeze your way through. But you think you can do it.
Okay.
But it would be like a one at a time, single file type of affair.
Sure.
That sounds. Let's do that. Let's just go right through the arrow slit.
And that also gets us out of sight right away.
Correct. Let's peek into the arrow slit first to make sure there's nothing inside, and then
Climb up to the arrow
Guys
slit
with big
and
mouths.
Okay. We
and
climb
have
to the
a
other side. All right. Now you're in the barracks, and everybody's there looking at you because they're entertained. It took you an hour and a half to get all three of you through there.
right. Okay.
Just my luck.
We're not doing that. Just
Yeah.
to be official.
So you start your climb, and let's see who's making the just as a rough march order. Is it Erlen then and then the wizards? Who's looking through the arrow slit
Erlen
is
will
my
look through
question.
first.
Erlen looks through the arrow slit, sure.
He'll look through.
He's an elf. He sees things.
I see things.
Hey guys, there's a whack. What do you see? What do you see? He saw a whack. We should run the pseudo dragon around the tower. It occurs to me. Just when we find
Oh, that would
there's a
be
door
like
on the other side.
that would be the smart thing to do.
I'll give you a move silently,
Hmm.
Erlen, because you're a thief.
Huh.
You peer in, you see some
Uh-huh.
fellows. You're 91% on the move silent, hide in shadows. So
Go ahead and roll on a move
yeah, just give
silent.
me a D100, and if you below
Alright.
it, then it's all bad. But oh, it's all bad.
Wow.
that's the worst
Wow.
possible roll.
That I can't believe that I actually rolled a 100.
That's
I
amazing.
can't believe you rolled a.
That's awesome.
Oh my god! Why didn't you roll that when you're rolling your strength?
Yep, no, it's not a problem with the macro. Crap. Well, clearly he's distracted,
Yeah.
and some dagger or something was loose on him and just kind of clanked against the
No.
at an inopportune moment.
God damn it!
The not
This is
so
awesome.
silent elf.
Sorry,
that was
just
just like that.
adjusting some
Nope.
token
Curious.
stuff here.
Yeah, curious to see what you do with this there, Aaron.
Hey, was that the elf going flying by?
Let's see.
No, I'm sure it's totally safe
Now I
to go
need to
in.
move these to the right layer.
We can't stay on the wall, so we're gonna have to.
Yeah. So let's see. You look.
There's
You
two
look,
guys.
and there are
bad.
there's a congregation, I guess you could say, of those brass guardians here in the tower. They
Oh, that's so bad.
they look at you as you look at them. There's a surprise check here.
Tell him you're the window washer.
No, I think I'm just as surprised. We're all surprised.
For the players, and
I'm not surprised.
the players are not surprised, nor are the guardians. So it's a straight initiative roll. I'll ask for your general intentions.
So I'm looking through
Intentions,
the air.
pardon me. I'll ask
So I'm
for your
looking.
intentions,
Yeah.
and then we'll roll for initiative.
Can I
Did
ask
we
for
decide we're
clarification?
Mm,
Did this happen while I was looking through the arrow slit, or
yes.
when I was going through? So I'm not
Yeah.
through the arrow slit.
So
I looked through and went,
you
"Oh
kind of
crap!"
look through, and you take a first kind of casual glance through the arrow slit, and then you sort of start to climb your full body towards the arrow slit, and you see this congregation, and they see you. So you're like right at the arrow slit, kind of your body fully, um,
Of course.
uh, preparing to make that entry, preparing to climb through. Your companions are just outside, kind of at the same level, but not, left and right of that arrow slit, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can fire a magic missile through if we had to.
Um,
Well,
Erlen's
if I get
kind
out
of
of the
in the way.
I need to
Erlin's.
get out of the
Well,
way.
somebody could.
Yeah.
So if
Somebody
Erlen
who
had it, he
had
could.
magic missile. Remember, this is the guy who basically has no offensive spells.
And you guys are kind of clinging to the outside of the tower, trying.
Oh, that's
And
true.
let me just quickly show for you where the wall is. It's being obscured by some of the lighting effects. So hang on a second. I make that quick
Yeah, I think we
adjustment.
should make a run for the wall top, not try to fight these guys then.
Yes. Fight them as we go through the arrow slit. Yeah, that's just got badness written all over it.
No, wait. I say we wait till we're stuck in the arrow slit and then start fighting.
I was afraid that like I was halfway into the arrow slit and went,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
I say we make a run
Oh
for
crap.
this.
Oh crap.
And there's
oh,
the walls, the walls here, right? The tower
Okay.
sort of soars above the wall. The arrow slits are higher than the
Mhm.
wall itself.
So we should be able to get to the wall.
They are
So,
10 feet higher than the wall itself.
okay.
Those arrow
So
slits.
Erlen.
is the gray the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Erlen, keep them occupied and snipe at them with your climbing. Run over there and come behind them.
Keep them occupied with my what of sniping?
Your bow.
Your ring
Your
of
bow
sniping.
Your bow.
I can make some snide comments at them, but I don't know if I can do much else.
Perfect.
Your mama was a bucket of rust bolts.
We will hurl insults because that's all you can do. Well, my thought is we don't want to be out on this wall in any kind of combat or situation like that when the potion wears off.
All
Well,
right.
I'd rather be on
We said
the
it
wall
was
or
it
clinging
was,
to the side of the tower.
but it is
Yeah.
four turns, right? So it is quite
Yeah.
a lengthy effect.
Plus D4 turns.
Plus D4 turns. So that the effect of
Oh.
the potion is quite long.
Okay.
So I don't think
Especially
you
if we're
need.
going to
I don't
combat
think
rounds.
you need to worry about that. You will have. Let's see.
I could cast Disintegrate.
They're not that tough. Like one blast of
Yeah.
my wand of lightning will take care of them if they're in the proper,
Yeah.
Just
Alignment.
don't get killed while we're taking them out. That's my plan.
Mm,
Okay, so then my plan, you said your intentions. My intentions will be, he says, there's guards. So my intention would be move to another arrow slit in order to get a crossfire.
Yeah, so my intention is to relay what I've known to my companions and get some sort of cover. 'Cause
okay. Okay. And what are you doing, Tobias? Are you casting or are you doing something else?
No, I'm gonna run over to the
Get over to the wall. Sure.
It just seems better to try to attack and do stuff from there.
I think it's going to be a little hard for us to get at them
Well, through the arrow slits or the wall? What do you mean?
through the arrow slits. We might be able to, but
Are we rolling initiative?
Yep. A D6 from the players.
Sounds like you should do it, Erlen. You got the dice are hot. You roll it down.
all right.
Hot in the wrong direction. Hey, that's not bad. Do you have a
Yeah,
dex
boy.
bonus?
So the
No.
let's see the
Doesn't matter in
you
group
guys
initiative.
lose the initiative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is round 1.
No, we're definitely.
You're going on. Let's see. They're going on segment 2, and that is. And you guys are going on segment.
Not to.
Let's see. It's an inversion, so they're going on segment 4. Pardon me.
Yeah, they're going on 1. We're going on.
You're going
3,
on
'cause
6.
We're 2 behind them.
Yeah, 6.
So is it 4 and 6 or
Mm-hmm,
1 and 6?
Yeah.
4 and
So
6,
let's
okay.
see. A few things happen. The first is the volley
They
arrows,
invite us for a party.
the missile fire at the beginning, and then the missile fire at the end.
Mm-hmm.
This is 6. And the missile fire at the beginning is there's one shot at Erland from this fellow because he has a line of sight to you.
I'm pretty sure we agreed there wasn't going to be any more of this.
Any more?
Shooting at us. This is
Oh,
terrible.
right. Mm-hmm.
We have an agreement. We have an accord.
A memo of understanding.
What's your armor
So-
class, Erlen?
So just as an aside,
Mm.
Aaron,
-32.
there really isn't a potion of spider climb in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but you allowed us to make potions out of whatever spell we could cast. So I don't know.
I'm
what you feel
I'm
about
cool
that.
with it. I mean, we'll
There should be a
there
potion of spider climb. Jeez.
There's a potion of climbing, which is what I have.
Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah. All right, cool. Sorry, I was just saying it on the side. It doesn't really matter. It's just
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
climbing / spider climb.
climbing allows you to climb as a thief, where I'm assuming spider climb allows
Let
you
you walk
to
up
use
with
the
your feet.
spell.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
'Cause
Cool.
then
Anyway,
you can still fire a bow and cast spells when you spider climb.
Well,
Right.
you know, because wizards can make magic
Right,
users can make magic items. You did make a potion of spider climb, but you know, it's a limited resource. You've drunk it with your companion Ahmed, so it's now an exhausted resource, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
No, I
cool.
just wanted you to know.
Yeah, no, that's super helpful.
All right, so
THAC0
my
15. Yep, that's a hit.
Oh, that's Ow.
And
Now would be a good time for you to roll a 1 on damage.
I don't know if you can roll a 1 with 66.
You're not helping.
It's a D8 damage and make a save versus wands.
Shoot, it helps I go back to the character. Save versus wands.
Mm-hmm.
No bonuses. Straight up. Wow. I needed a 9, and I
You made
rolled
it.
3.
I can
Oh,
see
it's
several
over.
9s.
It's over.
It's an over system. Wow, my dice are not rolling the right way today. Well,
Good. Makes
we
it
needed
more
a different
interesting.
character, didn't we? So, okay.
All right. So
A paladin
damage.
with a ton of healing would be good.
You take 8 points.
Oh,
Ow. Considering I had a
Um,
19, that's
Aaron's rolled max 3 times in a row. Two
He does
6s on a D6 and an 8. I do it all the time when I'm GMing, but never when I'm playing.
It's the curse of it's the Dungeon Master curse, right?
Yeah,
it is.
for sure.
Brian's son had a character who was was our straight up fighter, and he had this tendency of missing most of his rolls throughout the game, and then at the climax when it really mattered, critting.
Nice.
He did it like 3 times.
Yeah,
in
3
different
separate
major
adventures. Yeah.
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom. It was
We're
so
all
cool.
gonna die. We're all gonna die. 20, 20, 20.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We need to cross the bridge. 1, 1.
Yeah, we're fighting goblins. He can't hit shit.
All right. Ow. Ow.
Okay, so then there's some movement that happens here.
I think if we get to the wall, we're under the arrow slits. They can't shoot at us. I like the idea of getting to the wall.
Yikes. There's
Get
at
to the
least
wall.
there are more of them.
We
Get to the
expected
wall.
that.
Get to the wall.
Throw a hand grenade in there as you go by. Do we have hand grenades? Hey, don't come out on that. Don't. That's where we're going. Stop that.
He's playing them semi-smart.
I hate that.
Okay.
Where are the dumb orcs when you need them?
They got fired and replaced with automatons that don't make mistakes.
All right.
Someone smart was in charge.
Hey,
That's
all right. I
Okay, so that's the movement that happens. Your guys' initiative kicks around. Each segment you have roughly 15 feet of movement.
Squares are 10s, right?
20 feet of movement for the wizards. Squares are 10.
Mhm.
And you can move a total of 90 or 120. A lot of the movement happens. You can do this 3 times. You can move in 3 segments, and then move the balance at the end of the round, sort of as part of the cleanup phase. I'm just giving some frames of reference as we kind of walk through this encounter.
Can I just kind of move up the wall and get into a spot where I can hit both of these guys with my wand of lightning?
Yeah, you want to you're kind of climbing around the edge of the wall, and you're going to zap these guys with your wand of lightning.
Correct.
Okay.
Line up your shot.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're like right here, you could line up your shot.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. As I remember, the wand of lightning is
10
a
feet
4 inch wide, or 1.5
Oof.
inch wide, so 5 feet or 20 feet wide, and it sort of blasts out. You could easily catch both of those guys in one of these blasts, I would say. Maybe one of them gets a save for a wand if you do the narrow blast, but the wide blast
No
is
reason
easily
not to do the
done.
wide blast, it seems
Right,
like.
right.
Yeah.
No reason not to in this instance.
I like your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So you move and you use your wand. So go ahead and roll your effect for the wand there. Topharis.
66, treating ones as twos.
Mm.
25
Wow,
points.
that's nice. That's a nice roll.
Oh, you need to enable 3D dice. It's just so pretty when you do that.
Oh, I don't like that. It takes too long.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, and these get melted into a slag heap.
You said each square is 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wizards can move 20.
You can move 2 squares. It would be great if you guys could move that way so I could not be painted through the arrow
Well, yeah,
slit.
this puts me here. And you said, well, you can be above the arrow slit or we're right at it.
Yeah, you could be at the arrow slit, you can be above it, you can be below it, you can be.
I'd rather not be a target if I can avoid it, or an obvious target.
Sure. So are you climbing above or below the arrow slit? Which way? And looks like you're
The
headed
wall's
towards
just
the
below me.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
would
I
go
need one.
above
I'm
so
gonna.
you can drop down onto the wall.
That is my thought. So if somebody else comes out from the door, I can hit them with a magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna move as far as I can since I don't seem to have a target,
Okay,
and I don't want to necessarily.
you can get all the way over to the door if you want.
Okay, so I'm above the door. You're saying?
Yeah,
Oops. I shouldn't see inside.
not
Sorry.
quite inside
Or
the room yet,
you
but
can drop down there too if you wanted, I would assume.
yeah,
Well,
that's
if I can, I'm gonna do that to guard from any more coming
sure. That
out.
would
To
be
guard my companions.
yeah, that would be all of your movement in this
Very good.
instance. And then
I
Erlen,
want to move this way as
yeah,
far as I
yeah.
can.
So
So you tell me how
there,
far I can
yeah,
move
there's
to.
bad news for Erlen, right? So you were climbing up, you're trying to get through
Yeah.
the embrasure. You took full damage from
Yep.
the pink lightning blast of the bow of this guardian,
Hmm.
and you failed your save.
Yep.
So
It was all bad news. There's no good news.
Stop doing that. And tell me where I put that little light bulb I only have one of. Turned on one of my desk lamps and it popped immediately this morning. Crap. And somewhere I have a little tiny bulb for it. Somewhere.
yeah, so you're just like you're super sluggish as you're like trying to climb, and you have half movement.
Okay.
We have a slow, sluggish elf.
Because he's hurting. It's like, ow, that
Which
hurt.
way are
That
you?
hurt.
Which way are you headed, Erlen?
Towards the wall as much as I can
Okay,
do.
you could get about half. You could get to this next. You can get to
Like
this
there.
next arrow slit, but no further.
Okay, I will not go past the arrow slit because I want to paint myself, but I'll be.
No, stop
30.
making yourself a target.
Yeah, that doesn't work out so well. I don't like that.
You
Write
can
this down.
you can
Jump
get
shot.
past the arrow slit if you want, but you can't get off you can't get off the tower. You
Okay,
can't.
then I'll just move just past
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
That's fine. It's close to the wall, so if I have to
Yep.
fall, I only have to fall into the wall
Yep.
instead of 100
Mm-hmm.
feet
Yeah,
and take
much
10d6
wiser.
damage when I only have 11 points left. So
Man, you and I are just hurt.
yeah, we didn't plan real well because we didn't bring much heat with us.
Just didn't occur to me. I was going to a library. You need healing.
What's gonna happen? A giant paper cut? Come on. No
Didn't
one
think
said anything
this
about
through.
pink lightning and brass robots. It's clearly not in the job description.
How did you two idiots get to high level?
That is a mystery. I'm just gonna say it is a mystery.
Even we don't know. I have no idea where I put that.
Okay, so it's kind of the end of the round. Those of you that still have movement left can make a bit of movement. If you want to go through the door, you can. There's also some movement that's happening by the
I'm going to assume that Telfaris is moving towards the wall. He said he was doing a
guardians.
bio break, so.
Yeah. Oh, we'll wait for Telfaris to come back and then we'll start the initiative.
I'm back.
Excellent.
Do you want to try to get through the door at the end of the round here? Or do you want to?
Well, hell no, that sounds dumb.
Okay.
Spoken like a smart man. He's seen what's happened to his companion. Like, yeah, no. I like staying away a ways and using my wand. Thank you very much.
Well, the thing is, when you rolled that, what really happened is you looked through as the guy was flicking his cigarette butt out the window, and you looked each other right in the eye.
And went, oh, crap.
And then he shot you in the face.
That's right.
Yeah, that was definitely a face shot, so. Well, he is a comely elf anyway, so it's just a.
Was.
So both Tofias and Ahmed are on the wall. There's a door that leads to this tower. And Erlen, you're like sluggishly climbing along the edge, the upper edge of the tower towards the wall and the door. You're slowed, so you're half movement and half attacks. I'll let you know when the effect subsides.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any intentions for this round? Any castings happening? Bursting through the doors? Firing into the arrow slits? What do we got going on here?
I think Erlen needs to focus on getting to the wall. As foolish as it sounds, I think Tofaris and I need to go in there guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plan.
What's your plan?
I'm gonna bounce another bolt of lightning all around in there and trying to hit as many as possible.
Oh, fun. I love it.
See, I'm liking this plan. Then I'm going to use my magic missile as backup.
Okay.
Meaning, if there's something left or something there or something comes out, I will magic missile it. That's my intention. How's that?
So you're going to climb back up to one of the arrow slits to fire
No.
us, or are you going to go through the door and
Yeah, I'll just go through the door and then
dive through the door with the wand of lightning?
Pulp Fiction style, baby.
Right.
I feel like right where I'm at, I should be able to just
Yeah.
bounce it off this wall and then back up here and then.
Yep. That's going to be cool.
See what it does.
Let's see what happens. That's going to be great.
I like the way that the brass will conduct the electricity too.
All right. So it's an initiative check. Doesn't look like good line of sight there for the tower. So let's see. Here's the monsters. They throw 4.
Who wants to toss the initiative?
Get him, Merlin.
All right.
Yes. You rolled a 5.
All right. So you guys win.
Oh my god.
On the screen, it's at a slight angle, like it cocked.
I know, cocked, which is like crazy.
Love it.
I do love that about the 3D dice. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's see. Let me move the door. It sounds like Tofias was going to like rush
Light
through
it
it and light it up with his wand of lightning.
And I'm right behind him. I'm his wingman.
You've got 20 feet of movement per round there, Tofias.
Well,
the first segment you get through the door. The second segment you light off the wand of lightning. And then on that segment, the brassmen will also act, but they'll go after you because you guys won the initiative. So go ahead and you can maybe use a polygon line to trace the
I think there's a way to hold down the Q button and it'll actually.
It used to be spacebar, but I think they changed it. Maybe it is the Q button, and we could see like the. Yes, I was seeing the
Oh,
Q space. Let me try.
Oh, there it goes. What'd you hit? That's awesome.
yep, Q.
Q. Interesting. Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
Is that the and
I don't know.
what's the total range on that bad boy? It looks pretty
Well,
good.
it depends on what you want to go by.
Right.
So if it was, I think it's at 6th level. So oh shit, I'm moving back and forth between, because if it was my level, it would be like 180 feet.
But because it's at the wand and it's sixth
Because
level,
it's the one
right?
that
I
it's set.
think it's at 6th level. Yeah, that's what we figured out last time.
Mhm.
That's what you get
Let me-
with this, pre-processed spells.
That's right.
They're handy,
Yeah, but you
but
get
it
to.
all kind of tastes the same.
I can cast it a million times. So
Exactly. It's worth it. I'm totally having one NB.
10 feet wide and 40 feet long, or it may be a concentrated blast of 5 feet wide and 80 feet long.
Yeah, so 80 feet. So that looked pretty
80
good.
feet.
That you should be able to then get the. And let's see, do these guys have any magic resistance?
Well, they get a saving throw, I think. They're
Yeah.
supposed to have a saving throw for this.
Yeah. Okay, so they'll
They're
take a
supposed to
saving throw,
fail the
save for half type of thing.
Yeah.
fail
But
to save.
also, I mean, if it is metal, I mean, you can now obviously have some different concepts as far as that goes.
Yeah, the melting effects, right? The melting
Mhm.
effect of the metal. All right, so yeah, it'll be saved for half, and then they'll be, if they survive, they'll be melted and slowed, much like
And the,
Erlen is.
and the electroconductivity of metal.
Hmm hmm
It's not a fireball spell, it's electricity. We're going to start
we-
calling him Tesla.
See what is it? The wand has a little hand crank on the side. He's got to charge it up.
No, just one hand. Just says a name, right? It's got a code word, of course, which probably should be Tesla. But
Oh
Or
yeah.
Shazam!
Nikolai.
Nikolai.
Okay, so
Word.
show me again your. Let's see. Um, Ahmed, if you don't, to stay out of the blast of lightning, you'll have to be back behind.
No
yeah.
problem.
That was
Roger that.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, so
And I've seen him use this. So
we've already decided that you can bounce it around pretty well. It's all within
Yeah,
range. So
I think
why don't you just roll your I think
yeah,
it was
because then
66 against each target, and we'll make we'll make the saving throw versus
I think it's just
wands.
one roll. That's how much
Oh,
damage it does,
that's
and then
one
you
one
just
total roll, sure. So we'll see how strong the blast is, and then we'll do the saves for each of your targets.
so that should be 20 points of damage.
Okay, 20 points of
It doesn't
damage.
hit this guy, I don't think.
Oh, you didn't shoot at that guy.
Right, because I don't feel like I have an angle on him to get to the other ones, so I'm trying to see what I'm saying.
You want to queue it up again?
I'm trying.
Okay.
like
Gotcha.
billiards.
Yep. Well played, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's an awesome. I gotta say, I tip my hat to you, sir.
All right. So
I'm
it's
stepping in
those.
just so I can see what you're doing here.
Old
Oh,
school.
right.
So I am behind him, but I wanted to see.
Yeah, no, please step in. So
Yeah, please, said the GM. Please step into the room.
I'm just looking up the save for these guys, and they save as fighters, and their hit dice is their level,
Ow, motherfucker.
and their save is 15 against wands.
That's considerable.
So the first,
Well, they're firing
the
one
second, the
Oh,
third.
One
did.
likes it. Somebody likes
So
it.
the first and the third, they both fail. They take 20 points of damage and they go into, they're slagged. The second takes half that damage and um, bits of him like melt off, but it's still functional and operational, and we'll make a save against his bow to see if it's still functional. Oh, gosh.
I'd prefer it not be, just if you're gonna.
Exactly.
Lightning.
I don't know if anybody's taking a poll. Little survey monkey going on. Don't know. Just
It's soft metal. So it's a 16 for his bow. Yeah, and that thing's goo. All right. Okay. So let's mark a few things on the notes. Let's see, that was, yeah, and then they act. This
Why
one
not?
charges at you.
Well, wait.
Oh, you're
Remember, I was
gonna,
behind him as
yep,
his wingman. If there was somebody else standing, I was going to hit him with a missile
with magic missile. So
after he fired lightning.
okay, so
Yeah.
he fired lightning, and you can step in, but you wouldn't be. You could move in this segment, so.
Gotcha. There's nobody I can see from behind him in the door
Yep.
that's still standing.
Right.
Very good. Damn, I was trying to be more helpful than that.
It's all right. It's all good.
Do you want to come through into the room, Ahmed? on that segment 5?
I'd rather not. Lacking armor and weapons,
Okay.
I think I'd better to hit him from a distance.
Okay.
I can loan you a dagger.
Thank you. I have one of those.
Okay, those two are slagged. The one that was in the alcove in the arrow slit, hiding from the lightning blast, stomps out and brandishes like a big heavy scimitar.
A tulwar? Is it two-handed?
It's not a tulwar, no, but it is this. But you might have to swing it with 2 hands. Tulfaris. All right, so looks like there's a melee happening here. You have your wand out. Do you want to draw a weapon, or what's your plan here?
I have my staff in my other hand.
Right. The
wand and my staff of the Magi.
Mm-hmm.
Then that gives me a bonus. Oh, staff of power, actually. And it gives me a bonus to my AC, so I'm happy with what I have.
Okay.
He's doing the whole Gandalf thing.
Can
Zap and smack.
Are you gonna try to smash him with your staff?
Oh no, there's another function of the Wand of Lightning. If I have an opportunity, I will use it on him.
Oh, what is that other function?
The function causes the recipient to take 1d10 hit points of damage with no saving throw when struck in melee combat. Any to hit score discounts metallic armor and shield, giving opponents armor class 10, but not plain leather or wood. Magic bonuses on metallic armor do not affect armor class, but such items as a ring of protection do. And the shock uses only 1 charge instead of 2.
Okay, that's super cool. So you're trying to reach out and touch him with the wand.
Exactly.
And the target armor class is 10. It sounds like, because he's metal.
Yep.
And go ahead and make your 2-hit roll, armor class 10.
These Wand of Lightning are pretty nasty.
Oh, I know. I'm repeating. Okay.
That doesn't look good.
Can magic missile be fired into melee without endangering my friend because it automatically hits? Very good. I'll do that instead of shock and grasp because I think it's going to do more damage.
Okay, so
shock and grasp is a D8 plus 13.
Yeah, when you at the beginning of the round, when I ask for intentions, it's like, okay, I'm preparing magic missile to cast, and then that's the spell that you have available for the round. That type of thing, right? So it's sort of.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Do I have to change my spell and wait around? Is what I was
trying to figure out. Gotcha.
Since I had said magic missile, I wanted to know if I could use it.
Sure. So you can
Herman
start.
hasn't really done anything yet. He hasn't even moved this phase.
He has not.
Okay.
No, I was waiting for my opportunity. Since you guys were doing spells, I thought spells were first. So
Nice.
Spells kind of happen in the segment. So what are you doing, Erlen?
Getting onto the wall
Okay,
and then
kind of,
making it to the door.
you're still moving slow,
Yeah.
and you get to the door
Okay.
as you see Tophias kind of reach out with his wand to try to to tap the brass guardian on the shoulder, but he misses with the roll of a 5, right? I'm going to assume that misses armor
Oh,
class 10 for
I
you.
didn't even look. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
And you never
Is my
know at
what would
your
my
level
Thaco
though.
be? Is my
Your,
Thaco 15? Then that would hit.
let's find out what your Thaco is.
Well, yeah, because you are high level
Yeah,
too.
look it up.
You are a magic user at level
It may
lots.
be a 16, actually, I guess. I don't have. Oh, I can look in my Ozric book.
Your level, it's 6
14.
actually. Yeah.
He's 14.
Armor
He's
class
level
10,
14.
level 14. You need a
You need
6
it
to
to
hit armor
six.
class
Yep, that's
10.
what I was thought. I missed by 1. If I was 15th
Oh
level, I would
man,
probably hit, though, right?
Yep.
16th
Yep.
level.
that's nothing. Well,
Yep,
good.
that's what I
I'm
thought.
gonna. I will magic missile him when Erlen's done.
Okay, so he swings, but so you start casting. It takes a segment to cast this spell. He swings his scimitar at one of you.
His
Let's see what
scimitar.
happens.
I like
1 to 2,
scimitar.
it's no.
Oh,
He swings at Tophias because he's
He's
good.
the clear threat.
He's wielding a lightning rod.
right, right.
He doesn't even notice me.
Um, his stack going melee. It's 13.
I have AC 2, so we need an 11.
Oh, he misses.
Yay! That was the polite thing.
Magic missile goes off. Wham! That's a that's a lot of dice for you on that magic missile, isn't it?
If I recall correctly, yeah. It's
You
like,
could spread it out some if you want.
well, yeah, because you can choose more than one. So if I can blast
You
him and
can
the
see
one
this.
behind,
You can see this target over here.
absolutely, I'm splitting it in half. Then,
Okay, runs roll
And that
half a
guy is
bucket and then half a bucket.
this
okay.
guy's wounded.
That
Oh, but
one is
this
wounded.
one's
He took
wounded.
half that damage. He took 10.
This, but the squiggles are gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're slagged, but
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I mean is they're not going to be attacking.
Yeah,
correct.
Okay,
they're
let me
heaps.
go. Let me go double check magic missile so I don't do the wrong thing here.
You should write these things down, maybe.
It is. It's right here on the screen, and I have the Player's Handbook right there. It's a +1 for every 2 levels. So it's gonna be a plus. It does 2 to 5 hit points on D4 plus.
Isn't it 7? 7 missiles? Isn't that what we figured out?
It's
You
a
are
lot.
correct. Yes.
So 3 at whom and 4 at the other. 3 at the wounded
4.
one and 4 at the fresh. The
Correct.
plan. Okay.
So it's a
4d4 plus 4.
So there's the. Oops. It did the wrong thing. Ignore. I like the 3, but let's ignore that. So we have to
Sure.
do
44.
D4 plus 4. So it's a total of 12. I like the 3 better. Can we replace the
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
12.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
And the other one.
3d4 plus 3.
And he'd had one more
It's-
D4. Was it
oh,
just
and that,
2D4?
yeah, that just
7. Yeah.
he collapses
That's what I was
into a heap of scrap. You know, the the wounded one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out of magic missiles for the day.
Boy.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Well, we got lightning, phantasmal force, fire,
And you still have disintegrate.
2 disintegrates, cone of cold, and I have 1 teleport.
And a partridge in a pear
Two
tree.
conjure elementals. Let's not forget that.
Maybe you should bring those around and they could just help you fight so you don't have to get into combat anymore.
Yeah, they don't stay around that long. As I looked
Oh,
it up,
they
I'm like,
What's
if
the duration?
I'll look it up while you guys continue
Oh,
what
sure.
you're doing.
Sure. All right, so they only have 1 attack, I believe. 2 with the bow. Yeah, so that's melee done, unless you're trying to push through there, Erlen. What's in, or even Ahmed trying to get out of the way or whatever's happening. The melee is clearly between Tophias and the Brass Guardian.
Am I in such a place that I could engage them with my sword?
You could join the melee if you want,
I really don't want to,
but
I
you
would.
wouldn't get an attack this round because of your
Okay.
slowness.
Okay. Then I will draw my sword, but not yet enter the melee because, well, I only have 11 points left.
Yeah, don't do that.
So you can draw the sword. Sorry, you can draw your sword and join the melee and be ready to fight next round.
Okay.
Like that would allow him to hit you too, though, and I don't know if you want to.
I know. I don't want to do that.
You would be
I
a potential target in the melee.
No, we don't know what's going to come from the wall. We don't know if they can alert the other towers either. So
So I have my sword out and I'm just there.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open. They may.
Yeah, so I'm scanning the back.
Sorry, Ahmed. Are you doing anything at the end of the round here? Trying to get away? Trying to get further into the tower? What's your plan?
we're in combat.
Or
We seem to
stay exactly where you are. That's fine too. Watch the fight that's unfolding between Tophias and the Guardian.
I can't really help out there, can I? Well, I'd make myself a target. So
You can hit him with your staff.
You could join the
still make
melee.
yourself
You
a
could join
target.
the melee if you want.
I think I can handle this guy.
You got him.
I think so.
All right. As
So
long
I'll
as
take
you
a
win.
defense-
As long
I'll
as you
take a
win. As long as you win the initiative next round.
yeah, I'll take a defensive stance. How's that?
Sure. Okay. I hear you.
I mean, he's got like a 45% chance to hit me. I have like a 75% chance to hit him.
Agreed.
So
You
Okay.
you both missed last turn, so you got that out of your system.
New round. Any go ahead. Any casting or special intentions that I need to know about?
I don't think I want to cast Conjure Elemental, but I'm reading while you guys do your thing, so
Sure.
not this turn.
Sure.
I am leaning upon my people's deep lore and healing my body by spirit.
Okay. You're stealing your spiritual fortitude.
It's 1 turn per level is how long he'll last.
Okay.
So I do 13 turns, and Elemental would stick around me.
An hour
About
and 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, so actually it's not a bad idea.
Let's save it for the moment. We don't need it right this second.
it takes a long time to cast, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just one turn.
Yeah,
Which is
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm doing in combat.
No. The combat would be long over.
But we don't want to do it on the wall either, so.
All right. Here's the initiative.
I think you are, since you're the one in combat.
A 3.
Oh boy. There's no way I could possibly lose to a 3.
Yeah, stop saying that and just roll the 5.
Oh dang.
It's all phrasing.
See, yeah. See, there we go. We had a 6.
See, I told you to roll. Gee.
Shit, average, and we have a 4.
Okay. Let's see. The melee's still a single opponent, so that looks like it's a hit.
Yep.
Ow.
And here's the damage. Let's see, what type of weapon is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, we said scimitar, so it's sword. It's a D8.
It's a very small scimitar. It's a D4.
Early
Like a
D&D,
Sith or
almost
something.
everything to a D6 or D4.
A small scythe.
7 points of damage. It's just this. The
Ow,
stroke
D8
is
plus
like
3.
just powerful. It just 7 points. Into the melee. He's done. You can attack back. You can tap him with your wand, Tophias.
Yay.
That's a hit. A D10 points of damage, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
3.
He's already hurting.
Let's see if you melt anything off of him, though.
Like a scimitar.
Like a scimitar, yeah. So you do melt a bit of him. Let's see if it's left arm, left leg, right leg, left arm. So you melt off one of his arms, but he's still got the scimitar.
I was hoping. I was like, yeah, is he left-handed?
Is he left-handed? 20% chance at the top end. He is left-handed. Blah! The scimitar melts. He's going to kick you next round.
Because he's the Black Knight.
Yeah, not dead yet.
Quite not dead yet.
Should I engage him, or you guys got him?
It's up to you.
I don't want to mess, but don't have enough hit points to take a hit from him.
I do not. That's true. I can only take 11.
I have 16, so I'm barely better than you. But Tofaris, do you want help, or you want me to take him?
It's up to you guys.
I will take a chance and step in with my staff.
Okay, you're gonna join the melee then.
Yeah, because
Ahmed.
he's
Okay,
not taking
cool.
him down in one shot. I'm worried I don't want the thing to get a lucky blow on my companion
Yeah.
here.
You guys expected a massive flash of electricity, but just a little spark went into him. It still melted his arm off, but
A little pop.
It was like right at the joint.
That's right. But it melted the arm off with a D8 attack, so that
Truth.
was a good shot. Good shot.
Truth. All right, go ahead and make your attack roll. The armor class here, Ahmed is armor class 4.
Uh-huh. Ouch. So I am using.
Tough buggers.
I'm
Just roll
adding
the
plus
die.
5 because I want it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks like a hit.
Yeah, I needed a 12. Bam, but there's no damage. What the heck?
That is next. That.
you have to fill it
Oh,
in.
you haven't figured. You had to fill it
I
in.
thought I had. But anyway, is it a D6 or a D8 for staff?
It's probably a D4.
Staff is a
D12?
D6.
EQRS.
I'm pushing for
Quarter
20.
staff is a D6.
But his
2
is a buck and a quarter
points.
staff, so it's a D8.
You ring him soundly in the back of his back, but he's like staggering.
Sounds like a bell.
Fine.
Boom.
I'll take a swing at him, I guess, because this is not going down fast enough.
Oh,
No.
and then Erlen joins the combat. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh, he says.
Well, yeah, we'll tell you later.
AC 4, I think that's likely a miss.
So I needed a 12.
What's your THAC0? Same as
Yeah, we're at parity at this point because I'm a 5th level fighter. So
mhm.
and level 3.
Ahmed the Seeker, man. I would think you'd have more stuff. Like this wand of negation is like a that could like
so
maybe
12 all
stop
around.
him.
Could it?
Nope.
Isn't that like a dispel magic or something?
Mhm.
It is. I guess are these things hollow, or are there people in them?
They're hollow.
They're magical constructs, right?
Well, shit. Let's try the one to negation next. It never
Next
occurred to me.
round.
Next round, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I already did my thing this round.
We don't even know what the one in negation does, so
I'm reading it.
True.
See,
Cool.
he's smarter than
save
I.
the DM. Save the DM. Save the DM. All right.
Somebody help him.
New
Somebody
round.
help the
Here's the
bombardier.
initiative. Looks like everybody's stuck into the melee.
Brian, you've
Guardian
been rolling
rolls a
better
4.
initiative, Brian.
Oh, he's up.
Ooh.
Who does he fight? It's one is Ahmed, 6 is Erlen, all the rest is Tofias. Oh, Erlen.
That's the way it's going today, guys.
That's a
The way
hit.
it's going, man.
He kicks you
Roll
course
with
with the
he
D3.
or a paladin.
Hits you. He kicks you for 5 points of damage.
That's enough.
Here.
I'm still alive. I got 6. I got 6 hit points left.
All right,
You know I
attacks
love you.
from the players.
Oh yeah.
I missed.
Wand of negation, whatever that does.
Oh,
I
you
wouldn't
do.
do it yet.
No?
Let's just.
Oh, all right, so this device operates to negate the spell or spell-like function of rods, staves, wands, and other magical items. This construct is obviously a magical item. The
Right?
individual with the negation wand points the device, and a pale gray beam shoots forth to touch the target, device, or individual. This will totally negate any wand function or make any other spell or spell-like function from a device 75% chance likely to be negated. Whether it is a low-level spell or even an ultra-powerful spell. Operation of the wand requires but one segment, and it can function but once per round, and each negation drains 1 charge, and the wand cannot be recharged. So you'd have a 75% chance of making this inert, basically. Is my
Yep,
interpretation.
that's the way I read it too. That's the way I hear it. Thanks for the reference.
And
So,
no, I am doing nothing.
Okay, so
so you're
you
saying yes? I think this is a good idea.
looks like you fumbled,
Yeah,
Erlen, and the result of the fumble is just really that kick. Just
really
he
hurt.
kicks you hard and it slides you back down the wall, right? And you're knocked over out of the melee.
That's
Probably
good
where
place
you
for me to
should
be
probably
right
where
now.
you should be.
Should it be? Yeah.
Like the wizards do all the fighting for you. Wizards will do the fighting for you, elf.
Exactly.
So we should figure out how many
How many?
charges this rod has, or this wand has.
Yeah.
I have a table right here. I'm looking at it. Wands.
What page are you looking at, Jason?
6th level. I'm on 135 of the AD&D DMG.
Cool.
It
Thank
doesn't
you.
show it there. Here it is. Wands. Wands are 100 charges minus 0 to 19.
Okay, so just roll a d100. That's how many charges you have. Erlen is, or sorry, Ahmed is if it's been how long has this thing been in your possession? It's been in your
All right,
possession.
now you could roll a d20 and then you subtract 1 and take that off of the.
Sure.
Oh, okay. No, or no, all right, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
I
just
think
saying
just a
75.
straight d100 is
Yeah.
fine.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Excellent.
Unless you rolled a 2. There you go.
Basically,
And it only takes one charge to do it. So this should be like, this thing is actually super powerful because you got a 75% chance of basically negating magic that it hits.
So even if we didn't take out the next group of bronze guardians, we might be able to negate their wand shots.
Not just their one shots, because they're a magical construct, right?
Right,
So
but I'm saying is even if you failed that roll, you still have a roll against their weapon as well. If with this wand.
maybe that would be up
Yep.
to, that would be a GM deal. I gotta urinate. I'll be back.
It's probably kind of more like a sort of like an area effect. You would negate the guardian or not. And then I think that the principle of Aaron's DM principle of not making multiple rolls against a single thing. So if you failed to negate it, the wand just doesn't have the power to affect that magic, for example.
No problem. Next question about this. We'll never know. We'll deal with it when it comes to it.
What's the next question?
Well, my brooch of shielding says against magic missiles, but the word magic missiles is not capitalized as in the spell magic missiles. It just seems to me missiles of magical source. That's how I read it as a player, but I need a GM ruling on that.
Yeah, that's a good. I'll look at. Let me look at the spell. It's actually a magic item, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brooch of shielding. So I think certainly their magic crossbow thing certainly seemed to fit the bill. But I don't know if they like somebody fires a fireball at you. That's a magic missile.
It's italicized though, so it is the spell. That's
okay.
my ruling.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's why I wanted a ruling.
Yeah.
It's because magic users use magic missile in duel. That some sneaky magic user created a magic device to make his odds of surviving duels better.
Well, right above the wand of negation is the wand of magic missiles. Those can be pretty common, and I think that's what these guards are all armed with, to be honest. They're all slagged. I'd like to try to figure them out and see if we can use them.
They haven't auto hit you, and what they do have these great brass bows that are firing these pink bolts of lightning at you've encountered them a few times now.
So these guys are like Sigmarines.
Sigmarines.
The guys from the new the Age of Sigmar.
I don't know.
They're fantasy space marine guys that I can't stand.
Gosh. Sigmarines. That's crazy.
I don't know what they're really called, but I think of that because they're like the Knights of Sigmar. They're all celestial beings in hollow armor. When you kill it, they just go back to Sigmar, and he gives them a new celestial armor.
Gotcha.
Did you kill this thing yet?
No, I think we're going to finish up this combat, and I think then we'll wrap the session for the day.
So we've determined that so
let's see. So Erlen tried to make an attack. He fumbled and missed. Tophias tried to smash him with his wand of lightning and missed. It's up to you, Ahmed.
I'm negate magic hand. I've already taken a charge off my wand.
Oh, okay. D100, please. 24.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it
Thank
just
you for explaining how this works to me.
it
You're welcome.
in like kind of mid kick that it's aiming towards one of you, it just sort of freezes and stops. It's now very statue-like, and I think that's a great place to close the session.
I agree.
Good time, guys. Thanks for playing today. That was fun.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was fun.
We'll do
Thank
the
you, guys.
regular hits and misses. Why don't we start with Erlen, since you're out of this
Uh,
fight?
yeah, I was out of this fight. Yeah. For me, kind of the hits was watching Jason bounce that light
Oh, that
around.
was super
That was
cool.
awesome. That was awesome.
Awesome.
The miss was me fumbling all my rolls and getting the crap kicked out of me. So, but
Literally.
yeah, literally
Yeah,
getting. Yeah,
Literally.
there's no crap left in him right now.
the
His pants are
100, the
stained.
100 as you look into the arrow slit, the
Yeah,
embrasure of the tower wood.
he's gonna turn in his thief card at the end of the adventure, I think. So,
Okay. How about for you, Ahmed? Any hits or misses from this morning's session?
Well, my miss was a more personal one that had just been so long. I don't really remember what a lot of my stuff does because I'm not 14 years old poring over my book or GMing it anymore to
Mm,
use the pieces. So I'm feeling bummed that I'm not paying enough attention to have understood what the negation wand of negation would have done all along. But and the other miss is that we didn't bring bandoliers of healing potions. But
yeah,
boy,
clearly.
the hit is again. I just really enjoy having Hobbs here. It's been fun
Oh,
having you in the party.
jeez.
huh,
No, really, I
good
enjoy in the
times.
party.
Good
Yeah,
times.
thanks for
Wow.
joining us.
Nope.
Hmm.
How
I,
about
I
how about for you,
go ahead.
Jason? Any hits or misses?
I really liked adding that map, the other map, the
Mm,
scratch map,
Oh
because
yeah.
that really brought all of this stuff really more into focus, like where things are and just a way to kind of figure out what's going on in the city of Brass. And now we found out, that we had to expect some crazy concept of not being able to just walk in there and this
Hmm.
magic that we don't understand, but now we're starting to slowly get a grasp on, and things are starting to make sense more than just random wandering around. We
mm,
actually have focus and things that we're trying to do, which always makes me feel better. So
right.
My assumption was the front of the Dungeon Master's Guide, that's the librarian.
Yes, probably.
maybe, yeah, that's supposed to be the city of Brass in that picture. So,
Exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
definitely, I think that really helped, add imagery and solidify what the heck is going on in some ways. So
yeah,
I really felt like that was very powerful.
yeah.
Um, I think in some ways, maybe the only miss, I think, when we're mixing between, when we were talking about the potion of spider climbing, I don't know if it should have been that powerful. I don't know. I kind of wonder what it would have been like back in the day when people were running games like this, and how much back and forth would have went on with the GM saying, yeah, it's totally awesome for you to use the potion to make that spider climb, but which should we use then? Should we use the potion rules or the spider climb rules or some mix? I don't even know if
Hmm.
it's a miss. I just think it's an interesting observation about the style of this game and what it's like. I don't know.
The
I don't know what you guys
nuance,
think.
right? The
Yeah,
nuance.
there's
But
there's
uh,
certainly some nuances there.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think we kind of, I rationalized it anyway as a dungeon master, in that, you're a high level magic user. You can create magic items. You decided to create this magic item, which was a potion of
Hmm.
spider climb. So imbuing that potion with the spell that you already have in your library, in your spell book. So see, but again, it was a limited resource that you've now consumed, so you don't have
Right.
that same now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you have the potions of climbing, which we also better understand what they do. Climbing as thief per
Hmm.
level, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Right. And it's not a bad thing. I don't know if maybe you should just go with all what the spell is almost identically out of the spell book then, or, limit it like less. Cause I mean, even then when I actually read Spider Climb, it's really, you're supposed to like have to take your shoes and socks off and your fingers. You don't just walk up the side, you're actually like Spider-Manning it around.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
that would have kind of changed that imagery, and you can only move 30 feet around or whatever. It was just like it's a tiny, tiny, tiny thing.
Yeah, tiny little
And I don't,
nuance that we didn't
yeah,
that we didn't have to lean too hard on into the fiction,
no,
but I think it,
no.
I think we
Now
made it. I think we made it work, and I think that's the
Yeah,
hard
We did.
thing too with this very nuanced version of D&D, you can spend a lot of time in the books and in the references trying
Yes.
to figure stuff out, which kind of
Mm-hmm.
takes away from the play. I mean, that's part of the play is being in the books and the references, but I think it can take away from the actual progressing the. I
The
mean, you're
narrative.
progressing the game in a different way, but progressing the narrative, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
One last hit, I guess. The imagery of the nightmare just running past, and all of us just looking at each other like, "What the fuck
Like,
just
nope.
happened?"
Like
Just ignore
what?
that and let's just go on. Because you would
Exactly.
expect some really strange things to happen, right? That you're just
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want any part of it.
Right, right,
Exactly.
right.
I didn't see that either.
I choose pass. That never happened, right? Exactly. Never happened.
So the hit for me was where you guys got stuck at the library, not being able to make any progress, and then like, fuck, how are we going to
Bonk.
work this out? And it feels
Bonk.
like we need a key that we don't have a key, and that whole problem about don't hide a
Mm-hmm.
key where the players can't find it type
Mm-hmm.
of DN concept. And then thinking, well, okay, so how would we solve this problem? Well, identify magic. Oh, nobody has identify magic. Well, okay, just swap something out and
Mm-hmm.
consume that resource. So I think that worked okay. And then I really like that image in my mind's eye of the of the pillars of light coming up from the various locations around the city, kind of pointing you where those next clues are to kind of progress the story.
Mm-hmm.
The miss continues to be prep, but I think I'm making it work somehow, some way. But
Well, I think that one, especially because you had a situation to deal with that was legit, and
yeah,
I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I went.
I give you props. I thought it ran well. Enjoyed it. I don't mind pauses.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't. Maybe part of the. I don't know. Should I cancel games if prep isn't ready? But
Yeah.
that seems a little.
I say you did fine. It really didn't feel
Mm-mm.
like you were unprepared.
I
Mm-mm.
don't know how you'd ever prep for this game, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I could you
Just
could
so
you could have
much.
the maps in place and have the locations keyed and a
Eh,
little idea about what's happening. But I'm
yeah,
reading
but
I'm
that
reading.
gives them a chance to go to the bathroom. That gives
It's
somebody a chance
true.
to get a drink of
And
water. So
it
it's all
also gives
sort of
me a chance to be surprised.
yes, yes.
Oh, cool. You're going there?
Like when you
Yeah.
went, how are they going to deal with this? Or
Well, and the dice have told you that you don't have to deal with that. So far
exactly.
so good. We'll see what happens next session.
Yeah, when the
Yeah.
nightmare goes and reports Twist Masters that there's fucking insects in the city.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to. For insects, who cares? They're not going to pay attention to that.
Yeah. If it holds its hit points left, I gotta find some healing somewhere.
That is definitely something that is becoming more and more
Important.
important, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't have enough healing, man. We're getting shafted here. The fact that we clearly were not a very well prepared party.
Well, just prepared in different ways, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly.
Right. Well, we were told by our patron that it was an uninhabited city,
He
an abandoned
lied.
city. Well, yeah, we know that now, but we were like,
Lied.
well, I'm going into an abandoned city to rescue an old tome.
Yeah.
And now
Kind
I
of
know it's
annoying.
not abandoned, but it's clearly a freets and other things here that are not good. So we need to get that thing out of here, and we need to do it quick. But hindsight, how did I get to level 13 not carrying a bunch of healing spells or
Yeah,
hanging out
I'm
with a
wondering that
cleric?
one.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's kind of the. Hmm.
All right, gents, I'm going to kill the
All right.
recording.